chorus goes like this. It's a good heart that spring from the salt of the earth. They inspire and brighten my days. And I owe it all to the spirit of love and the friends along the way. Try that with me. It's a good hearts that spring from the salt of the earth. It's a good hearts that spring from the salt of the earth. They inspire and brighten my days, and I owe it all. And I owe it all to the spirit of love and the friends along the way. I've been the lone wanderer, rambling free. But there's more to this life that I want you to see. For around every bend, a kind thought and a friend had been there uplifting me. It's a good heart that spring from the salt of the earth. They inspire and brighten my days, and I owe it all. And I owe it all to the spirit of love and the friends along the way. You saw me stumble and you saw me fall. You lifted me up so I could walk tall. You helped me to stand and you gave me a hand. It's to you I owe it all. Let me hear you now. It's the good hearts that spring from the salt of the earth. They inspire and brighten my days. I owe it all, and I owe it all to the spirit of love and the friends along the way. And I think of those friends along the way as I sing this song, of course. But I also think about this experience I had back in 1976. I was just finishing up a year and a half, 5,000 plus mile walk from the Atlantic Ocean out to the Pacific Ocean. And it was all through the northern states and part of Canada, and backcountry too, until I got out to the Puget Sound area. And I for 4 or 5 days, I walked these little dirt lanes around the Sound. And this one day, as I was passing a farmhouse, I couldn't help but notice this beautiful elderly woman standing in the front yard. She was out there tending her garden, and she greeted me. And soon I found myself on one side of the fence, a young man of 21, 22 years old, and her on the other side of the fence in her early 80s. And boy, we just hit it off. We just started trading stories and swapping lies and telling adventures, and it was a lot of fun. We had this good connection, and we gabbed and talked. And I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger about the things that are really going on in your life rather than talk to somebody that's actually close to you. And so slowly her story kind of came out, and I'd wandered by just at the right time. I'd wandered by just as she was out there saying goodbye to that home that she lived in for 45 years and the garden that she had tended all those years. The place had just gotten to be too much upkeep for them, and they were moving into the big city the following week. And my heart went out to her, and I remember we talked longer, and after about an hour and a half or so, it was time for me to go. And I remember I reached across the fence, and I gave her a little squeeze, and I started walking down that dusty lane. And I'd only made it about 20 feet or so when she called out to me, and I stopped, and I turned, and I said, "What?" And I'll never, ever forget this. She said, "Isn't it nice to find a friend once in a while?" Help me sing this last chorus, will you? It's the good hearts that spring from the salt of the earth. They inspire and brighten my days. And I owe it all to the spirit of love and the friends along the way. And the friends along the way. And the friends along the way. What a life we could live if we could walk this land with respect for all. Oh, what a life we could live.